Namaskar, everyone. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Inner Peace Workshop organized by Ramashram Satsang Mathura. Ramashram Satsang Mathura is a non-profit organization that strives to promote peace, harmony, and spiritual growth among individuals. The Inner Peace Workshop is a step towards achieving this goal. The workshop will help you explore your inner self and discover the peace that lies within you. Let us start with a brief history of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. On November 3, 1883, a noble soul, Param Sant Dr. Chaturbhut Sahai Ji, was born in the northern Indian province of Etah. He would later become the founder of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. He studied Urdu, Farsi, English, Hindi, and Sanskrit. He had a degree in electrohomeopathy and possessed basic knowledge of Ayurveda that he used for selfless social service. Dr. Chaturbhut Sahai Ji, our Guru Maharaj, met Lala Ji Maharaj, his Guru, also known as Dada Guru, during the course of his Ayurveda practice in Fatehgarh. Over the years, their association gradually deepened. During an epidemic, they had the opportunity to spend more time together. Guru Maharaj experienced an indescribable dissemination of intrinsic power towards him whenever he was in the company of Dada Guru. It was during this time that Dada Guru passed on the knowledge of this unique method of meditation to Guru Maharaj. There were no spoken words or scriptures read. There was just a silent transfer of knowledge, reliving the Guru-disciple tradition yet again. Our system of meditation is based on what Guru Maharaj learned from Dada Guru that day. In 1919, Dada Guru directed Guru Maharaj to propagate this system of meditation to as many seekers as possible. Guru Maharaj, upholding the ethics of the Guru Shishya Parampara, followed his Guru's directive in letter and spirit. He dedicated his entire life towards propagating this little-known but unique method of meditation and influenced thousands of spiritual seekers who he came into contact with, without any discrimination based on religion, social, or economic status. Due to Guru Maharaj's efforts and Dada Guru's blessing, the satsang's popularity increased at a fast pace. In 1931, Dada Guru Maharaj personally attended the first spiritual congregation, or Bhandara, organized by Guru Maharaj in Etah, where he used to reside during that time. Let us now explore the origins of Dada Guru, also known as Param Sant Sri Ramachandra Ji Maharaj. He was born in 1873 in Manipuri in northern India. He studied English, Urdu, and Farsi, and worked as a government official in Farrukhabad. Although as a young man, Lalaji, as he was lovingly called, imbibed religious virtues from his mother, his spiritual journey did not truly begin until he received initiation from a spiritually enlightened man, Maulana Shah Fazl Ahmad Khan Sahib, also known as Hazur Maharaj, a follower of Islam. This great Sufi saint, Hazur Maharaj, took the revolutionary step of imparting spiritual knowledge to a disciple who was not a follower of his own religion, thus exemplifying that spirituality is above and beyond the barriers of religion, caste, and creed. He facilitated the enlightenment of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji, thus setting in motion the events that would culminate in the establishment of Ramashram Satsang. The Rs 150 commemorative coin that you see here was released recently, marking the 150th birth anniversary week of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji. It is a tribute to a saint who promoted the evolution of human consciousness, thus rendering a great service to mankind, and with whose blessings Ramashram Satsang Mathura came into being. Let us now introduce some other saints in the Ramashram Satsang family. An epitome of piety, purity, and compassion, Jia Ma was spiritually empowered and had been declared spiritually proficient by 3 gurus, Dada Guru Maharaj, Mahatma Raghuveer Dayal Ji, and Fakir Maulana Abdul Ghani Khan Sahib. This was unprecedented at that time. For Jia Ma, all followers were her children. She treated everyone in the family with love and compassion and tirelessly attended to the ones who needed help. Pandit Mihilal Ji and Guru Maharaj's eldest son, Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji, conducted satsang activities under Jia Ma's guardianship. Pandit Mihilal Ji played a very important role and made extensive contributions to the propagation and proliferation of the Satsang. The current form of the Satsang in India is mainly due to Panditji Maharaj's ardent hard work. He held the important post of the editor of the Sadhan magazine for several years, and his contribution to the Satsang literature has been immense. Dr. Brijendra Kumarji worked closely with Panditji in shaping the Satsang. Subsequently, several prominent personalities like Hemendra Kumarji and Narendra Kumarji served the Satsang and are continuing to do so. One of them is respected Sanjeev Kumarji. Sanjeev Kumarji is a meditation practitioner with over 40 years of experience. He has been facilitating guided meditation sessions in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area and across the US for the last 2 decades. Sanjeev Ji is also the president of Ramashram Satsang Mathura Incorporated. He believes that by following the meditation technique developed by his grandfather, Guru Maharaj Ji, it is possible to reduce the impact of stress, anxiety, and depression that modern life places on the mind and body. He is strongly motivated to make a meaningful impact in people's lives and increase the peace and happiness we can experience day to day by following the peaceful lifestyle promoted by the principles of Satsang. Throughout the workshop, you will be guided by an experienced spiritual leader, Sanjeev Ji, who will help you learn the technique to find inner peace and overcome stress, anxiety, and negative emotions. You will also have the opportunity to interact with other like-minded individuals during the breakout session after the meditation. Here, during the question and answer session, you will be able to ask any questions that you may have after experiencing the meditation session. We believe that inner peace is essential for a fulfilling life, and we hope that this workshop will help you find that peace within yourself. We urge you to approach the workshop with an open mind, be receptive to new ideas and techniques, and participate actively in the session. We wish you a rewarding and enriching experience during the workshop. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome to the Tuesday practice session. I will now give you a brief overview of this satsang. If you direct your attention towards the screen, you'll see the first element is satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our life. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of 2 words, sat and sang. Sat means positive energy, and sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of satsang. When we meditate, we withdraw consciousness from worldly objects and direct it inwards to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, thereby allowing us to obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are 2 types of satsang, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. The satsang that you will learn today is an inner satsang where we meditate in silence. Group session. These workshops are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these satsang sessions, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy, which we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sanjeev Ji?
Thanks, Eddie. As you were talking about the overall overarching aspects of satsang, um, satsang is also a journey and it's also a destination at the same time, because I think I'll talk a little bit about that once we watch this video I had recorded a while back. So you want? I think it would be appropriate to talk about the destination a little more. Satsang is also a process and satsang is also a destination. So what is satsang? That destination. So in scriptures, there is a description about Sat Chit Anand. That I would call the target state. The Sat, which is positive energy or something that doesn't change. So to me, that transcendental energy and becoming one with it is satsang. And that is the first part of Satchidanand, Sat. So being in union, being in presence of transcendental energy is one part of the target state. The second part is Chit. Now, Chit is another word which probably doesn't have a clear equivalent in English, but maybe we can think of it as subconscious mind or unconscious mind. I can very simply describe or illustrate the difference between the mind and the subconscious mind. Chit is the peaceful part of the mind. Now, how do we understand that? Let's say you look at the ocean. The surface of the ocean has tremendous waves. And sometimes they're so powerful, then enormous and huge ships would sink because of that turbulence. And scriptures have described that world is like that ocean, Bhavsagar, where these waves never stop. But the same ocean, if you go deeper. So I actually watched a documentary where a scientist actually goes in a capsule very, very, very deep into the ocean. When you go deeper into the ocean, what you find is that there are no more waves and there is like stillness of the kind that cannot be imagined at the surface of the same ocean. So you are in the ocean, but not on the surface. You are way deep in there. The deeper you go, the more calmer, quieter, and still it gets. That's the same with you. That's the same with us. The deeper we go into our mind, that's called Chit here, and that's where peace lives. So to find peace, you have to go deeper within us. To Sat, the transcendental energy we need to be one with. Chit, which is the deep I, the depth within which the deep meditation will take you. That's where peace is. And what will that bring? Anand, or joy. So basically, be energized by the cosmic energy, be at peace, and be, in a state of constant joy. That's our target state. That's where satsang takes you. Satsang basically is also to be with someone who is in that state, and because it is an infectious state. This target state is very infectious. So in the sense that if you achieved that target state, everyone around you will be affected by it without any effort on your part. And that's what Guru Maharaj did, and that's what you can do if we continue to pursue the path, the 5 steps towards inner peace. The target state will take us there. Another way that I would like to describe it is in the 5 steps, the 5 realms that describe the path to inner peace. The first 2 are they're still early parts of the journey where you have to change your direction. Your desires and emotions have to be controlled through practices and other ways and means, which satsang helps you with. Yam and niyam would help you with. Asanas and pranayams will help you with. But then at the top of the 3rd realm, you will find light. So the 4th realm essentially is all about light, knowledge. 5th realm is about love and compassion and unconditional giving, unconditional love that knows no limits. And then you reach the top of the pyramid or top of these 5 realms, which is the zone of everlasting peace. So light, 4th realm, love, 5th realm, and beyond that is the zone of peace. So light, love, and peace can also be described as the target state.
Yeah, sometimes I feel, some of these videos, describe things in a way that when you're live, it's, you have to get into that mode to describe all that. But essentially, satsang is a process in the sense that, as Eddie was talking about, that there is, group sessions are a very integral part of satsang. Being with the person who is at target state can also be called satsang. And the way we meditate here, which I'll describe shortly, and practice, when you do that individually, that's also satsang. So, so essentially, there is the method, but then satsang also describes the destination in the sense that sat and sang, being with positive energy or transcendental energy, is satsang by definition or translation. So it describes both. It's similar to yoga in that way. Yoga is actually not physical exercises or breathing exercises. It's, yes, those are part of yoga, but meditative aspects are also described as 8 limbs of yoga by Maharishi Patanjali. And, so the destination, the union, yoga means union with the transcendental energy is yoga, and being with transcendental energy is satsang. So the end goal here is very similar. The method is kind of, different in the sense that yoga, if you start from the physical exercises, breathing exercises, and yamas and niyamas, but then still, if you look at the other four aspects, which is inner yoga. So inner yoga is the meditative aspects of, the yoga philosophy or Ashtanga yoga. So essentially, satsang is more focused on the meditative aspects of the yoga philosophy or the yoga methods. So inner yoga, as described by Guru Maharaj, emphasizes on 4 limbs of the 8 limbs described in Ashtanga Yoga by Maharishi Patanjali. So inward orientation, concentration, meditation, and higher consciousness, that's, the prime focus. Those are the core focus areas of satsang. So let's practice that. So we talked about the target state. That's where we need to get to, but how do we get to it? What's the method? And there are multiple methods. And, so far as you get to that target state of constant joy and being with transcendental energy and in a deep, peaceful state, to get to that, inward orientation is important. Peace is inside, not elsewhere. And so we'll practice that. And then concentration is very important. And chanting and kirtans and satsangs also have these kirtans. But here we meditate primarily, deep in silence. But concentration is helped by music. So to get to your target state, the method, there are plenty of methods, but one of these that my grandfather, learned from his guru and then packaged it and made it freely available. So that's what we will practice now. So eyes lightly closed, and that's to help inward orientation and also to help minimize the distraction of the mind. That helps concentration. And so what will further help concentration is like giving mind one thought and one thought alone. So instead of mind going all over the place as usual, we give it one thought, and that thought is manifesting transcendental energy. So feel the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light, and it's right here, right now with us and in front of you. And that light is entering your heart, distributing throughout your body, and you're becoming one with this light. So the object of concentration, dharana, is, so you focus on this transcendental light. And, to get inward orientation, eyes lightly closed. And every time your mind moves away, because every time you become aware that, you're trying to focus on this thought of transcendental energy is here and it's entering your heart and distributing throughout your body. And suddenly you find it's gone somewhere. And once you realize that, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone. So you can do other things, chanting and mindfulness and so on and so forth, before and after. And this deep meditation will help you in other activities as well. So again, simple, eyes lightly closed, still posture, because every time your body moves, your mind moves with it. So eyes lightly closed, still and relaxed posture, so that you can be still for the time of meditation. And then focus, concentrate on this thought and this thought alone, that, you are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light. The light is entering your heart and then distributing throughout your body. And, you're getting totally immersed in this light. When mind wanders away, bring it back to this thought again that you are surrounded, all around you, you have the presence of this transcendental, uplifting, positive energy, which is in form of light. That light is entering your heart and enlightening it. And then it's also getting distributed throughout the body, and you're getting totally immersed in this light. So we'll start with music. So during that time, music will help the concentration. During that time, you just meditate on this transcendental energy. And then music will fade away. You go deep into this meditation, into silent, deep meditative state. And then you will transition out with music again. And in deep meditation, pretty soon, if you practice this consistently, then you start getting these higher consciousness states called samadhi. And, that's part of the target state. So let's start now. So, happy Tuesday, everyone. We'll open up for comments, questions, and anything you want to share. But before that, Eddie, so we were discussing, the target state and the process. So how would you term, satsang benefits? And before you start, so Denise, if I think we usually have instructions on how to meditate, and then we go into, we transition through music, but we go into deep silent meditation. So I think someone here will share the YouTube channel where it gets recorded live. So you can look at it there, and if need be, after we wrap up in 10 minutes or so, I can describe that process again if you want. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, Eddie, go ahead.
Okay. For the most part, people in this world, we experience a lot of misery and suffering, and we think that is life. Why is this? It's because we lead our lives looking for happiness and joy in places where it's not, where it can't be found. And a lot of that energy is sort of placed in material things and trying to find happiness in that. And we suffer as a result of it. So what does satsang do? Satsang is sort of the answer to what we're actually looking for, peace and joy. And for me, those are the greatest benefits of satsang, because when you experience that, everything else really truly pales in comparison. Now, the unfortunate part is that we don't experience the ultimate joy immediately. We learn about it through Guru, but there are periods in our life and certain times where we do experience moments of joy. And so I would say, just sort of keep in the back of your mind that the greatest benefit is when those moments of joy, are strung together such that throughout the 24 hours of the day, you experience that. And you can only imagine that there's nothing like that in the world. And no material thing can give you that. So the greatest benefits of satsang, for me anyways, definitely are the joy and peace that you experience as you practice, and then ultimately when you reach that goal of the ocean of peace.
Well said. Thank you. So any other questions, comments?
Danya Bad, Sandeep Kumar.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing? So Shivangi and I think Linda.
Hi there.
Hello.
I was just wondering,
Mhm.
Are we doing this laying down or sitting? Because I laid down because I felt like, I don't know, I just thought that maybe I'd get too relaxed sitting and I was like worried about toppling over. So I know it sounds like a basic question and I apologize.
No, it's basic is good. So have you seen, the yoga poses, like the lotus pose that people typically have when somebody is meditating?
Absolutely.
Right. What is said is that the energy kind of rises through the spine So the Kundalini, or there are various centers that it makes, and it rises through the spine. So keeping spine straight and sitting for that reason is definitely better. However, and I'm, practically and pragmatically, what has happened is over the years, with our lifestyle changes and everything, people have started developing lots of different, back-related issues. So one thing that started a while back was like, okay, you can sit on a chair and keep your spine straight still, right? Then it got relaxed a little bit further. It's like, have a relaxed posture and a still posture. So that's the stipulation. But my strong recommendation would be, keep, like if you look at, I don't know if you can look at my chair, it has, support on 3 sides, right? So, and a very nice pillow. So I'm very, comfortable. So I would suggest sitting, but sitting in a way that you are comfortable, relaxed, still, and just, if you need whatever support you need, use that. The other,
Okay, thank you.
And the other reason I would add there is, so my grandfather, he started this whole process almost a century ago, and he did all the research and refinement, and his guru, and they went in and really, explained a whole lot of things in various different books and so on and so forth. One of the things he did say that you can utilize your sleep and create the sleep to be a meditative sleep in a way that when you lie down at night to sleep, just imagine pretty much the same thing as we were doing, but in a much lighter way, that, the transcendental energy in form of light is around you, surrounding you, and you are just lying down there and relaxed, and this energy is basically lighting up and energizing your entire body. So he did say that. The only thing is that that's the lighter version. This, what we just practiced is a much deeper, silent meditation. This is better practice sitting. But one of the other reasons it's better practice sitting is that, say, if you lie down and, people even sitting fall asleep. So the chances are that you would, potentially relax enough and sleep. I don't mind, but, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
I do. Thank you for that.
Sure thing. But how was the session? How did you feel? What was it relaxing? Was it energizing?
Are you asking me or just everyone?
Yeah. No, in general, but how about you? Yeah.
I thought it was very relaxing. I kind of like the whole, thinking of light, but I did think of other things, and I thought I wasn't gonna. I'm like, it's too late to be thinking other things, but it did. So it's kind of, just bring it back.
Yeah, very, very normal. But as Eddie would say, it's like practice, practice, practice. As we practice, some of this goes away and some of it comes and goes. So you're not always in the same state because, even progress means that you are moving from one state to another. So, yeah, it's all good. So, Marge, Denise, anything you would like to add or comment? And then Omkar, Shivangi, any comment, question before we wrap up today?
Namaste, Viyaji. No, all good here. Thank you.
That's not a good answer, right? Anyway, I'm kidding.
You
All
know
right.
I have questions, but I'll save them for later.
Fair. Maybe next Saturday.
Sounds good.
All right.
I just have a question.
Sure.
I'm very, very new at this, and like everybody else, we all have stresses in our lives, and I'm looking for more peace and tranquility, and I really kind of don't know where to concentrate first. I don't want to try to learn the book knowledge part. I would say the book knowledge part of this, because that just kind of adds more stress in a way. I just want to go into it peacefully, and then I'm sure all the other learning will come as I go through it.
Mhm.
So do I just concentrate first on just the meditation, the concentration of my mind and the meditation? Is that my first big step?
No, anything that helps the meditation. So let me so I would so the way usually I think about this is everything before we practice is to transition into meditation. Everything after that we discuss is to transition out of meditation. People do not understand or value the transition in and transition out. So if you just look at how we meditated, and I'll come to the various pieces of this. So if it helps you to first just go into deep meditation, that's our focus anyway. So let me be very, very clear. So if you feel that let me just meditate, that's my goal, no problem at all, right? So if you look at what we did, first, there was some music. Music catches our mind and hence concentrates it on. So we concentrate on music, and then we're also trying to think about how this transcendental energy is energizing us, and we are getting, we are imbibing this energy, and we are becoming this energy. So all very powerful, very potent. So if you're able to do that, and people say that, oh, I can't think about light as such, and how do I visualize? So I give two explanations. One is that I am here in light. It's normal, natural. So just think of this as a very natural phenomena that you are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light, and that light is entering your heart, and you're, just do that. There's nothing else to do. It's very, very powerful. Now, the question is, so why do we need music? Because music helps. It helps us to transition into this deep silent meditation. Similarly, the concepts that we discuss, because as you said, we're all learning, and we come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different questions, different doubts, and at different stages, different things will come up. So because we're doing so many things in the world, and if I want to just switch and go into deep silent meditation, that switch is more difficult than some of us realize. And I'm not saying, I think, Eddie, maybe you can add some of your experience too. If I can quickly get into this deep meditation, go for it. I mean, I wouldn't see. I have told people that whatever is being discussed before and after, you just meditate. Don't worry about it, right? But if you have doubts and questions, and at different stages, different people would have different doubts and questions and all that, and that's fine too. So we can discuss that as well. So all I'm saying is that, to me, because we were in, as you said, like, there are stressful situations, there are people, there are, other things within us, and things that are triggering us within, all those don't quickly fade away. So that's why my grandfather designed this transition in. So he used to have some devotional songs, then prayers, then go into deep meditation, and then similarly transition out. So, so yeah. That does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Is this something that's good to try to practice every day, or?
Yes. So, a lot of people ask that question. I personally was born into this family which was practicing this, and so I had a lot of opportunity, even early years, to go into these. So in northern India, they were like these 3-day retreats where there will be 5 sessions, morning, evening, and morning in the third day, 5 sessions. And these group sessions and these retreats are so powerful. Thousands of people sitting in silence is just phenomenal. So group sessions help your practice a lot, but we have to have an individual practice. If you do daily 10-15 minutes in the morning and evening, you will see amazing results. And Eddie, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, it definitely is a situation where you have to have a little bit of faith and believe in what is being said, and then just practice, and it comes without you knowing, just over a period of time. And certainly after 3 months, you begin to notice a difference. But then after that, everything is very subtle, but there are a lot of changes going on, and it's not really until you take time out and look back that you've noticed how much progress you've made. And that's really the interesting thing about this system is, like I describe it, as it's not like a punch in the arm. It's very pleasant, and you really don't experience any major differences. But when you look back, you go, wow, I've made a lot of progress. I've walked a long way. I've come a long way. So, it's like we said, just keep practicing, and have some faith, and it will happen.
Yeah, thank you for kind of putting the phrase in there that it took a few months, because it's about the journey. It's
Mhm.
about, it's not necessarily well, it is the destination, but it's the long journey to get there. So it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, but personally, what I would say is that if not the first, group sessions have a very special effect on your practice. And I would say that within the first couple of sessions, or when you practice, within the first week, you will see some results that will motivate you, I think. And as Eddie is saying, but the real long haul results are more phenomenal than even they appear. Like, it's like the internal changes not necessarily are very as tangible as a lot of other things, but when you look back, it's like, wow, a lot of behavioral changes, perspective changes, and more or less the stress sometimes, because stress actually consumes you. So, sometimes you don't feel the effect. So when the effects are lessened for a longer period of time, then you see the measurable effect.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, glad you're here, and glad we're here. I think personally, I feel everybody should try some meditative practice or the other, and it definitely helps in stress, worry, anxieties, things like that. Okay. So on that note, Eddie, you want to add anything before we wrap up?
No, I don't have anything extra. Just enjoyed this satsang session.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. The link remains the same. So Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. See you soon. Namaskar.